Good morning. Welcome. Let's start another class, another session, carrying on with the same purpose of becoming stronger in the upper body and noticing that when we want to become stronger in the upper body to be able to support the weight better with our hands, with our arms, then the shoulders are involved, the back muscles are involved, the core, and sometimes the glutes and the legs, depending on the position that we do. But basically today we're going to be focusing on that downward facing dog to try to be able to swift the body, whether it's towards the legs normally. That's normally the challenge. The challenge is that we keep holding a lot of weight, carrying a lot of weight on the hands, and just see if we can understand a little bit more about the transferring the weight. So place your hands on the knees, roll the shoulders back and down, and breathe in deeply, do a few stretches. Roll your shoulders. Good, and then from there, come back to the center. Relax the shoulders and close your eyes. Bringing the gaze up, lengthening the spine, relaxing the shoulders. Breathe in deeply. Relaxing the area around the ribs also. Uplifted doesn't mean holding any tension. You need to be able to breathe nice and long. Keeping your gaze up whenever possible, at least towards the tip of the nose, if possible, towards the third eye. And allowing the breathing to come all the way towards the abdomen. Feeling those expansions as we inhale. And gently contract as we exhale. And if there is any tension on the upper body, as we breathe in nice and long with the abdomen, perhaps we are able to notice a little bit easier. Somehow the body tends to relax a little bit more. And as we breathe more deeply, then also there's more areas that they're involved. And if there is any tension, just with abdominal breathing, it helps to relax, to soften. Now with the next inhalation, bring the palms together at the level of the heart. Breathing deeply again. Choosing your 2 things that you want to be grateful for. And then setting your intentions for this practice. And your intentions for your day. With the next inhalation, raise the palms up, chin up. Exhaling, lowering the arms all the way down to rest them on your lap. Relax the shoulders. Inhale and exhale. With a few blinks, open your eyes. Stay. So we're going to cross the legs on the other way. And basically what we want to do also when we are in downward facing dog is being able to bring the stomach in and raise the hips towards the back. So even when we're sitting, we need to be able to move the tailbone back and then round and create that movement of the hip a little bit easier, because when the hips are loosened, then we are able to move a little bit more in flow. So that's what we want to do. We want to make the transitions nice and smooth. So as we bring the tailbone back, we bring the shoulders back as well, shoulder blades closer from behind. And then as we exhale, we round, but tighten and feel the pelvic floor nice and engaged. Even though what we're doing is bringing the middle of the back towards the back and the shoulders forward, and try to tighten also with the pelvic floor. And then inhale, tailbone back, shoulders back. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. And one more inhale. And exhale. Good. And then coming back to the center, we're going to stretch the legs. Bounce, shake, move your toes. Good. And then we're going to lay down on the mat. As we lay down, then bend the knees. So I need to push this a little bit. Okay, so from there, with the knees bent, hip width apart, roll the shoulders back and down. Good. So from here, we're going to bring the arms next to the body, nice and active, for that bridge breathing. So when we inhaling, we bring the hips high, the knees tighten together, and the weight gets transferred to the shoulders. So the arms are active, straighten, the fingers are also engaged, the fingertips gently pressing on the mat. And then slowly exhaling, start lowering down. And when the hips get down, then the weight is balanced, right? It's resting. And then inhaling again, bring the hips high. And the weight comes again towards the shoulders and shoulder blades and upper back. And slowly exhaling, lowering down. We're going to do one more inhaling. Tighten the glutes as you lift up. And on the next exhalation, slowly lowering down. Good, and then bring the knees to the chest, give them a hug and rock side to side. Good, and then come back towards the center, bring the chin to the chest, and then coming onto happy baby. Rocking side to side. Holding whatever you can, Try to have the sole of the feet flat towards the ceiling. Relax the jaw. And then come back towards the center. Sorry. And then release the legs. Bring the hands by your sides. And roll on the right side. Staying there for a couple of breaths. Good. And then coming to your tabletop. So from the tabletop, here there's the weight balanced evenly from the knees to the wrists. And that is exactly what we need to be able to do from the downward facing dog. So on the tabletop, to be able to stay there for longer without feeling the weight on the wrists, what we need to do is not only bringing the weight to the side of the hand and the tip of your fingers, but also softening the elbows so the arms are engaged, the muscles of the arms are engaged, but also engage the core. The spine needs to be flat, stretching the toes, and then suddenly you should feel less weight on the knees and less weight on the wrists, apart from having them, of course, aligned. If the wrists are slightly forward on the shoulders, then again, we can feel a lot of weight. We need to try to encourage the weight to go more towards the side of the hand and then the fingertips. It's just stronger. Good, and then from there, we're going to tuck the toes under and coming onto that downward facing dog, just pedaling to find that extra space on the back of the legs. Good, and then one step forward with both feet. And then from there, we want to bring the chest towards the thighs a little bit more. And the arms align with the ears. The hips nice and high, the knees as bent as you need. Then you can straighten if you are comfortable enough in there. But the most important thing at the beginning is that we can bring the hips as back as possible. And I think the reason why there is still some people that they feel a lot of weight on the hands, so they're not able to hold for as long, perhaps it's because we're not allowing the knees to be bent enough and the hips are high but not back enough. And by transferring the weight, we need to bring it back and then up. But up only when we are able to feel that release on the hands, when we can feel that the legs are also carrying as much weight as on the hands. That's looking good. And then inhale and bring the knees down, stretch the toes, cross the arms in front of you and rest the forehead on your forearms. Breathe in slowly. Relaxing the jaw. The gaze up. One more round of breath. And then inhaling slowly. Start coming up to sit on your heels. And then we come back again on the tabletop. But this time, let's lower down the forearms. Again, having the elbows and the shoulders aligned. and also keeping the fingertips engaged. So in the same way that before, if you feel a lot of, imagine now that the elbows are your wrists. So if you feel a lot of weight there, then first of all, align the knees with the hips. So the knees can carry as much weight as the elbows, but then engage the arms, pushing against the floor, engage the elbows, the shoulders, the abdomen in, the spine straight, toes straighten also. And suddenly as we engage the core, the arms, then the position is more supported. And even though we feel the engagement on the rest of the body, but we are able to stay there for longer without feeling too much weight on the shoulders. If we bring the hips towards the back a little bit more, then suddenly there's less weight on the elbows. But we're not just bringing us with the hip, with the core engaged, the hips back, because then it's not as soft and easy and it doesn't flow as much as we relax the spine, bring the abdomen in, and then we bring the hips to the back and up. So that is something that is very similar to what happens or what needs to be happening in that downward facing dog. So when we are at the beginning, when we come up, then everything is active because we coming from tabletop into the downward facing dog. But then as we try to transfer the weight and bring that balance, then we soften the spine, we bring the stomach in, the hips towards the back, and then raise them up slightly by straightening the knees a little bit, if possible. As you straighten them, if you feel that there is still a lot of weight, in this case on the shoulders, then you can bend them and bring them back a little bit more. If you bring them back and you feel too much weight on the knees, then you know that you need to bring them a little bit more forward. And it's just about noticing that transferring the weight and how it feels in the different limbs. Good, and then allow the hips to come towards the heels, completely open the knees nice and wide. Adho Mukha Virasana. Stretch the arms. Bring the forehead down, and remember to use a block if you need to support the forehead if it's not reaching the forehead to the mat. Yeah, so you can relax the spine and focus on stretching the arms. Relax the jaw. One more round of breath. Good, and then inhaling, coming back to center. Good, and then let's bring the hands out, the fingertips out. Make sure that the wrists are aligned with the shoulders. In that tabletop, elbows soft. Good, and then tuck the toes under and coming onto the downward facing dog. So if we are carrying too much weight on the wrists, as we have the fingers pointing to the sides, then we should be able to feel it much easier. So bend the knees. And then straightening the legs, bringing the weight forward again. Bring the knees down, tabletop. And then bring the fingertips towards you, the thumbs towards the sides. Just trying to bring some more strength on the hands, on the fingers, on the arms. And when we are in this position, then gently cup the fingers so the fingertips are very active. And then from there, inhaling, coming up. Perhaps we can't bring the hips to the back that much, but that's absolutely fine. We don't even need to hold it for very long. And now bring the knees down. Good. And then from there, bring the fingertips pointing to each other. Engage with the fingertips. And here, again, another reminder to bring the weight more towards the base of the fingertips. The base of the pinky finger and the tip of your fingers as well. Rather than, what I mean is like when we resting is always more on that side rather than on the base of the thumb. Avoid that area, more this one. Okay, so from there, tuck the toes under, engage with the fingertips and coming up. Breathing slowly. Good, and then come on the tiptoes, bring the knees down. Good, and then from there, bring the hips to the back, bring the elbows down, and rest the hands on your wrists. Perhaps feeling some warmth on your palms. As we bring them closer to our face, and we allow that heat, that warmth to stay there for longer. One more round of breath. And then slowly straighten the arms. Good. And coming onto that tabletop. From here, we're going to bring the right hand straighten and then the left leg out. Opposites. Bringing the stomach in, the glutes active, and exhaling, lowering down. Now the other side, inhale. Good, and exhale. Inhaling, right hand, left leg, and exhaling down. And again, inhaling, left arm, right leg, exhale. One more, inhale, right arm, left leg, exhale. And the other side, inhale. Good, and exhale. So now we sit on our heels and bring the palms together. One more round of breath here. Good, and then bring the hands in front of you, tuck the toes under and roll back on your toes. Bring the hips high, straightening the legs and slowly rounding the spine. Coming up to standing, and when you are up, roll the shoulders back and down 3 times. And another 3 times forward. And then shake the legs, shake the arms. And grab your blanket to get ready for your Savasana. Feeling good before we get into that laying down position. That alignment was much better. It's just sometimes about bringing the attention, bringing the focus. being a little bit more present into what we're doing with our body, how we're supporting weight, how we transfer, how we shed the weight. Well done. Now, relaxed in that position, laying down. Relax the jaw. All the face muscles, nice and soft. Gaze up. Soften the neck, allowing the chin to come slightly towards the chest. And when the body is completely relaxed, then we bring attention, full attention to the breathing. Starting to allow this one to come and go freely. And stay there for another 2 minutes, enjoying that Savasana. Enjoying being present. And after those couple of minutes, as always, try to practice some meditation, even if it's just a couple of minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, even better. Enjoy the rest of the practice. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you tomorrow.